Man, let me speak right quick, bruh, on and I'm glad you mentioned this, bruh. The Devin Haney power debate, right?
Mhm.
Because this has been a notorious theme that all of us as fans have witnessed over the past few years. The biggest knock on Devin Haney was, he's got the skills, but we don't see any power, right? All the way down to us watching Devin the Dream Haney after the Jorge Linares fight, literally asked Jorge Linares, "Hey man, how's my power?" Which that lends itself that when you ask another fighter like that after a fight,
Right.
you can tell that that's playing into your psyche what a lot of people are saying about you not having power. But let me say this, man, what Devin the Dream Haney has proven is that in the sport of boxing, when you are a master boxer, you don't really need power like that. And I am one of those people now, after what I saw him do against George Kambosos Jr., I feel like Devin the Dream Haney is going to give any fighter problems. And if you can't rock his chin, if you're not able to close the distance and get in there and rock Devin Haney's chin and compromise him in some way, I
And
feel
finish.
like
But you got to finish. You got to finish
right,
him
right, exactly. You have to
because you
get in
don't.
there and rock him, compromise him, and possibly finish him. But if you can't do that against Devin Haney, I believe that Devin Haney at this point has such an excellent jab that it's going to be very difficult for a lot of fighters right now at lightweight to get around that jab. And the only opportunity you're going to have to beat Devin the Dream Haney is to try to take a risk and close the distance and get close, which is what we did not see George Kambosos do. George Kambosos was content on sitting there and waiting for one particular counterpunch, and that counterpunch never came because Devin Haney fought smart. So I have to say that, man, I think Devin Haney is what he is when it comes to power. I don't think he'll ever be a one-punch knockout artist. That's not what Devin Haney will ever be. But Devin Haney has enough skill that he can hang with any fighter in the ring. And I think it's going to be very difficult for a number of fighters to really hang with Devin Haney if they can't match him, because he's going to have the reach advantage. He's probably going to have the height advantage. And when you have such an excellent foundation as far as your jab and your ring generalship, it's going to be difficult for anybody to deal with you on that level. So that was my biggest takeaway, bruh, from what I saw, is that I think now a lot of people are going to respect Devin Haney to a point where people can knock him for the power or the lack of power. But I think he finally was able to, on a big platform, put his boxing skills on display to where people are going to step back and be like, oh, shoot, dude ain't got power, but dude can box his ass off, though.
No doubt.
He'll box you all around the ring. So, I mean, that's pretty much my take on it, man. But